Hey, we always live Elvis.
Hey, Memphis Mafia kid,
And Teresa.
and we're back today. Hey, y'all. I guess today we'll start off kind of on a sad note. As a lot of you know, and the ones that don't, we had another family member pass away. My cousin Larry Lloyd, who was Harold Lloyd's son, and was a great, wonderful guy. And those of you that knew him knew that, and those that didn't, hey, you missed out. But may he rest in peace. And to my other cousins and family out there, you know we love you, and our prayers are with you. And with that, hey, y'all, we're going to get into a couple quick shout-outs. I've got a shout-out to Miss Carolyn Bell and to Frida. And also, before we get into the questions today, had a great time the other night with you, Donna. I appreciate you so much for the cane. I love it, as you can tell. And thank you so much. It means a lot.
All right, you ready for some questions?
Yeah, let's do some questions.
All right. Rachel Marie. Did Elvis seem a superhuman in real life as he does hearing all the stories about him?
You know, we've talked about it a million times, and I think from everybody that you've ever seen a story or interview from has said it, but I can only say it in my way. And yes, he did. I mean, each and every time, it's kind of hard to explain because he was family, but he just had that something. It didn't make any difference. When you were around him, you just were pulled to him. You wanted to look at him. You wanted to follow him. Yeah. So he to me, he was superhuman and probably always will be. But he was also, if it makes sense, like I said, he was family, and we had that part of life too. But yeah, I think to anyone that ever met Elvis Presley or was in the room with Elvis Presley, felt that feeling. It's just a feeling that I felt with no one else in my whole life.
Deanna Maud. Is there anyone else in the Presley family with Elvis in their name?
Besides Vernon, not that I know of. I mean, it's possible, maybe cousins down the line or something. I'm not sure on that, but I don't think so.
Okay, Bill. Let me look. I can't even read my own writing now.
There, see, there you talk about me all the time.
Well, no,
hey, y'all, mark that down. Teresa can't read her own writing. She's always
No, I got my letters too.
about mine.
My letters too close together here. Bill
Yeah.
Barrett. Do you think Elvis would have been a lot healthier and have lived longer if he'd had a different doctor?
Good question, Bill. And I can only speak from my feelings. And no, I do not. I don't think it had anything at all really to do with any doctors. I mean, Elvis Presley was a person, and Elvis Presley was Elvis Presley, and he was also dominant and headstrong about his ways. And I mean, Elvis was going to do what Elvis wanted to do. So and that's just my personal opinion. But to blame it or say that if he had different doctors or this and that would have changed anything, I personally really don't think so. But hey, that's a great question, Bill, and we appreciate you.
So basically, you're saying any doctor that was going to stay around and be his doctor was going to give him what he needed or wanted. In that,
well, I'm saying
he would treat the doctor the same as
right, but
there wouldn't be a difference
but I mean,
way.
it made no difference. Well, I mean, that was Elvis's decision where they told him he needed to take off rest,
Yeah.
where they needed to do this,
Yeah.
he needed to do that. Elvis was stubborn and real strong-minded, and I mean, he was going to do what he wanted to do, as we've all read and seen and learned stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I think this next question will kind of go into that. RLKA, why didn't Elvis have surgery to repair his colon?
Right, and see, that's a great thing. I know it was talked about, and I mean, he knew it. However, he, I guess, kept kind of putting it off. And basically, I mean, from what I feel, and from what I've heard from my mom and daddy, he just kind of put it on the back burner. He don't. From what I understand, I don't think he wanted to have surgery. It was something that, like I said, he didn't want to do. And then there again, you know, we all go into, you know, what ifs. I mean, yeah, there's a possibility things may have turned out different on a lot of possibilities. If it had surgery or this or that. But you know what? We really don't know. Then again, it might not have changed anything. But to answer your question, that was basically all Elvis. I don't think he really wanted to. It was always, you know, he had a tour or he had this and it was always, I guess, excuses.
Something to not think about it. Something
Yeah,
to do to
yeah,
not think
so much.
about it.
Yeah, that I think so. But hey, y'all, that's been some great questions. We appreciate you.
I have one more.
Oh, I was trying to.
And
Okay.
Tina Kent wanted to know, was Elvis scared of storms?
I don't think so. No, and I'll tell you why. Because I've heard several stories, but one story that comes to mind is he was wanting to go up one night. They were at Graceland, and he was wanting to go up and fly. And this is a story coming from Mom and Daddy, and they may have told it before. And there was actually thunderstorms and stuff like similar to kind of like what we're having. I don't, you know, they were predicting bad weather, but I don't know how bad. But Elvis wanted to go up anyway, and it was even told to him, maybe we should wait and not, go. They're predicting thunderstorms and all this, and you know how Elvis is, and his words were, well, you know what, we'll just fly above it. So I mean,
you have to go through it to get above it, huh?
If he was scared of them, he damn sure didn't show it. So, but hey, y'all, that, like I said, that's been some great questions.
And speaking of storms,
Yes.
everybody stay safe.
Yes.
Be weather wise, because more
Please,
coming
isn't this
today.
been crazy, y'all? I mean,
it is.
We've I mean, it's just storm after storm after storm, and we've actually this is Wednesday.
Well, and not just storm; it's been damaging storm.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
devastating.
And our
I
hearts
hate
go
it.
out to everybody and
Yes.
all y'all, whether you've been affected or have not. Please stay safe. Please watch your weather.
Yes.
Try to stay up. There's some great your locals, and then there's some great YouTubers out there, storm chasers, and
I will suggest the ones we watch is Ryan Hall, y'all.
yes,
He drew into the and this last storm
and Andy
system,
Hill, yeah, is usually with Ryan.
right, was the first time we'd watched that. But our local didn't tell us as much as he did. We knew there were some coming in behind it, and the local stations, even up there with your mom and daddy, weren't talking about in a few hours we're going to be under the gun again.
I totally agree, and like I said, that's the only way, that we know of a lot of people, and I guess if you want to call it a shout out, we do like him, we watch him, and I'm gonna say he was dead accurate,
Yeah,
and his
he
storm
was.
chasers, I take my hat off to him. They were fantastic, and it pretty much he give what do you call a well notice. And believe me, if he's on tonight, we're going to be watching, but we're going to be keeping up with it. We got to buckle down. We got strong storms for the night. As y'all can see, I can't. So it's time for me to get out of here. But y'all, hey, we love you. If you haven't subscribe. Keep sending in the questions.
Hit that like button.
Hit that like button.
Comment.
And
That helps us with the algorithm getting out there to the new people.
it sure does. And remember, our Elvis fam, we love each and every one of you. And what do we always say, y'all?
We always live Elvis.